Hi everyone and welcome back to week 2 of Bookmas. So today is day 1 of week 2. It is Monday and I do have work, but before that I thought I would update you on... Sorry, that was my cat. I thought that I would update you on the theme of the week. Last week it was reading popular fantasy / romantasy books for the week. This week I think we're just gonna do some mood reading because I've read like 5 fantasy books in a row. Still on the last one I'm listening to on audio, which is When the Moon Hatched, which is probably what we will be listening to for the rest of the day. Yeah, just I need something else. Also maybe gonna throw in a few festive reads. I really want to read Good Spirits, is that what it's called, by B.K. Borenson, I believe. The new festive romance book that is out this year. And I believe that is my book club book for the month. Not my book club, but the book club that I'm a part of. But my current read, which you saw me reading this morning, is The Right Move. Now, you might be wondering, bit of an odd choice. Yes, but it is the book that I picked up from the library because, like I keep saying, I try to take at least one book from the library every month. I don't know when I have to give this back. I should really probably check, but I think it's pretty soon. So that's why I'm picking it up now, especially coming from reading so many fantasy books and a lot of good fantasy books. I'm excited to start this one. So I have read Mile High, but I read it a while ago. I enjoyed it. It wasn't anything spectacular, but I also don't think it deserves as much negativity as I feel like most people give it, because I feel like that book is probably the least I don't mind if a book is the least popular in the series, it's always going to happen, but people like hate on the characters of that book and I don't understand it. But this is The Right Move. I believe it is a basketball romance between Stevie's best friend from book 1 and Stevie's brother, who is an NBA player. Oh yeah, so Indy, the best friend, needs a place to live, and obviously Ryan has a huge apartment because he's a rich NBA player with lots of room to spare. And so Stevie's like, please will you take my best friend, like she needs a place to stay, and he's like, fine. Indy kind of thinks he hates her. Why, I don't know, but yeah, I'm literally like 2 chapters in, so not very far, but I'm really looking forward to this. Also, Lena, my best friend, said that I would really like this book, so looking forward to this one, and we're going to kind of pick this up here and there throughout the week. Again, I'm about 50% through into When the Moon Hatched on audio. Not loving it, I'm not obsessed with it. Bit confusing, I'm not gonna lie. We just had trials and I don't understand what the point of these trials were. Like why did we end up there? And then I guess, I don't know, things are kind of coming together, but I have no idea where the next 50% is gonna take us. I'm intrigued because I'm confused and I want to not be confused, but it's also not a good thing that I'm confused. So those are the 2 books that I'm currently reading. I've got to get to work, so let's do that. We also need to work on my reading journal for next year. Yeah, we'll see where this week takes us. Hi guys, before I change, I just want to say that A, I'm back from work, clearly because I'm in my room. B, you can't see me. That's not much better. I did in fact not read. I was like, okay, I'll read on the bus. Didn't read. Then I was like, okay, I'll read while I'm waiting to get on my bus. Didn't read, but I did listen to When the Moon Hatched, but honestly I'm listening to it and then I found myself not paying attention. So I should really do better, otherwise I might as well just DNF it. Anyways, I'm gonna get changed, then catch up on I'm Celeb with my parents, and then go to sleep. Maybe we'll read. If not, I might listen to my audiobook and do some knitting. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I've had a bit of I was gonna say lazy morning, but I did tidy up my room, so that does not count as a lazy morning in my books. I am ready to work on my reading journal today, which is really exciting because I have been like putting everything together, downloading everything. Do I need to lower you? Yeah, I've been gathering all the resources for like a while now, and I finally have everything printed and we're gonna get started on that today. First, I do want to talk about The Right Move. I have not made a dent in it, but I did get an email this morning saying that I need to return this to the library in 3 days' time. So I need to get started on this. I'm thinking if I can find the audiobook, like if I have access to the audiobook, I can listen to that while I work on this, which is going to be perfect. I think I'm going to be making a separate reading journal video, which might also include other forms of journaling, because I also like to journal more than just my reading journal, which will be more of like step-by-step walkthroughs, where to get resources, all of that stuff, and the specific graphs, challenges, bits and bobs that go into it, whereas today I think we're just going to be quite literally cutting and sticking and making it look pretty. So let me know if you'd like to see a more in-depth version of my reading journal, and I will film a whole separate video going through every page, explaining what I did, things like that. I'm so excited. I've been waiting so long, and I have everything printed. Oh, speaking of which, so I've obviously been doing my, oh, where is it? This is my, well, technically I started this specific book in 2024. This would have been January of last year. And I've only got this many spreads over the last 2 years because, I mean, uni got in the way, didn't have access to all my stuff because I was in another country. I wasn't going to bring all of my pens and stuff with me. And yeah, so there's a few, like, who thought I had the time to do that? That's me, because I didn't have it, like, we don't have a printer at home. I thought I would just take it upon myself to illustrate each cover myself. Honestly, not a bad job. I'm still kind of proud of this one. But who thought I would have had the time? Like, even when I was into making these. Like, this is me trying. I skipped all the way until April, tried again. Then I've got inspired by Pinterest and made some more. This is now 2025, I believe. And then this is where I started printing covers, because I think it looks better than trying to figure out a way to not print covers. But this was obviously August. I think I made a TikTok about this one. Then we have September TBRs and stuff. And I'm still gonna continue to do this in my new one, but it's going to be a lot more of like a scrapbooky journal. I came across Michaela's YouTube channel. I think one of her first ever videos popped up on my YouTube. Michaela has a whole channel at the minute dedicated to her journal, and it's honestly so relaxing, especially now that she started talking in her videos. Her voice is really relaxing, and I love getting inspiration from her. So she is the person who I saw and was like, I want to do this type of journal, because it's more of like a scrapbook, not junk journal per se, because you find resources on Pinterest and all over the place. And yeah, she was my inspiration, so I will link her down below. I have a whole Pinterest board section with things that I've saved, and I guess it's like a collection of all of the bits and bobs that have now made it to this document. I still love to colour and to draw and to do more than just print and stick stuff, so when it comes to the months, because at the minute I'm just setting it up until January, so there'll be the challenges and the trackers and all that fun stuff at the beginning, and then every month it'll be the regular month spread, TBR spread, wrap-up spread, maybe some book stats too, just to add something else, maybe like a mood board for the month, things like that. But that'll obviously be in the new year. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pre-add all of that stuff in there. So where was I going with that thought? I don't know. But yeah, like I said, all of the things that I've used will be linked in my Pinterest board. I will specifically link the Pinterest board below. Yeah, it's a fun creative thing, and I think this is why I'm really going to stick to it, especially if I've got the trackers and stuff out the way, because in here I was just throwing them whenever I saw them, and now I will show like a screenshot or a screen recording of all of the spreads that I've done or like saved to add to this journal, because I have been preparing for this moment for weeks now. So enough yapping, let's get started. Okay, so before we put stickers on here, because that is just a necessity, I thought that I would show you what I've already done, because I've kind of gone in and put sticky notes to help organize where everything's gonna go, and so that I know when I can start January, putting all the trackers in kind of the right spots, planned enough pages for kind of what I have in my head. I've put like goals and then the idea of the stickers that I wanted to use into there. So like for the goals, I wanted it to be using a library card, graphic. For the letter to me, it's obviously going to be an envelope. For my star rating system, I've printed a typewriter, so just to help me stay organized. And then for my, you know how you always have like a general big tracker, like it's got all of the, I don't know, let's say you're reading all of 100 books, you've got either a bookshelf of 100 books or you've got, you know, squares for 100 books. I saw on TikTok someone do this really cool idea of like open windows using like an old-fashioned cathedral castle style window, and then it opens into the books. So I have already done sort of the outline for this just because I saw it and I got really excited and I wanted to do it. And today we're obviously going to add stickers and make it look pretty. So I'm going to save that one for later though. I think we're going to work on the first few spreads. So the first spreads that I have in here is a name page with a photo of myself because I'm just so self-centered. I'm not, I just saw other people do it and I thought it was really cute. And then just the fact that this is a reading journal on this side. And yeah, then we'll slowly make our way through. I think I'm just gonna time lapse a lot of me sticking and cutting and all that. Yeah, and if I have to say something, then I'll say something. We will see though. This specific journal is from, does it say it anywhere in the journal? Because I don't remember. Oh yeah, Smaperu. Smapow, whatever that means. So this is like a 250 page journal. So this is like mega journal, because a regular journal, like this is my Moleskine, the only Moleskine that I own because they're not cheap. And it's like an artsy, it is slimmer, but it's like an art one, so it's like my sketchbook. This is like a regular size, and this is the giant one. So I am planning on using this one, probably for longer than just 2025, because I don't think I'm gonna take up all of this. But I got this one on Amazon, I'll link it down below. We are going to put some stickers on the front because I think that's really cute. I have a little collection from the Cookie Monster Co., which my friend's mum actually, she gave me this little pouch and she gave me a bunch of stickers and some washi tape and introduced me to this artist. And in the stickers, I believe they're in here. Where are the stickers gone? Oh no, they're here. Oh yeah, and this notebook came with tabs. I don't typically tab my books, but it's fun to know that I can. I do have some stickers that my friend's mum gave to me because she's obsessed with this artist and she's made me obsessed with them too, and I want them all over this because this is like, yes, this is called Large Home Body Doodles and I just think it's so fitting and it's so cute. Yeah, we've got like tea, coffee, plants, but let's see, how do we want this? Do we want this like in the corner and then adding these? That one's really cute, it's like popping out the side. I need to commit to it. I'm one of those people that will collect stickers for years, like throughout my entire childhood I collected stickers, but I never used them because I was like, I need to use it in the right moment, and the right moment never came up. And I don't actually know what happened to all those stickers. Oh my gosh, Lily, just do it. Just do it. It's a good thing I painted my nails yesterday. Ooh. Okay. Cute. Is this used on like recycled paper? Because it's like almost like thin cardboard. Okay, now, should I cut these? I can like place them. Would that be too much? Let's do it. I didn't end up finding an available copy of The Right Move. The library didn't have any of it as an audiobook, as an ebook. That was really upsetting. So gonna have to physically read it, which is okay. It's literally what I do, but was hoping to get through it while I work on this today, because otherwise I'm gonna feel guilty. Oh, you know what I could do? Like put this little guy like on the edge here, that would be kind of cute. I also don't know where people collect their stickers from. Like, what is Do you order them online? But I feel like people just collect stickers throughout their life, and I'm like, where are you even getting these? Okay. There's a lot more stickers in this pack than I was anticipating. Anything else we still want? I love the lamps, but I just don't know how to use them. Use this little guy. Okay, we'll do this for now. Oh, they're quite see-through. Cute. I love that. Okay, now we're gonna put this little guy. The fact that that stands is kind of funny. Let's see. Okay, that's really cute. Okay, now that we have, oh, that's kind of annoying. These two belonged to these two pages. I printed a lot of extra backgrounds also just to keep for later on. I'm going to save these to be like scrap papers for borders or anything like that. I'm realizing now why everything seems so small. It's because the background ones, which were a different file, printed, I had them scaled to fit the full page, but then all of the like sticker ones were supposed to be printed landscape, but they've been printed portrait, so they're a lot smaller than they should be. But I'm not gonna waste paper, so we're just gonna have to deal with it and make sure that we get it right the next time. low-key ruined the bow trying to use the X-Acto knife on this. I don't think that the paper is thick enough, and it also just doesn't really fit how I was hoping it to fit, so maybe I should have lowered that. So we're gonna come back to this section another day. This side is really cute though, and I do like the layout so far. I haven't had lunch yet, so I'm gonna go have lunch, and then I think we'll start working on this one because this is the one that I'm most excited for, and I think probably will only have time to do this one today. Good morning and happy Wednesday. Guess who finally has a reading update for you? I know, the moment we've all been waiting for. I am 58 pages into The Right Move. I would have read more in the bath yesterday, but then the water got cold and no one wants to be sat in a cold bath. So anyways, I am loving it so far. I kind of knew that I was gonna like it, also because Lena said that I was really gonna like it. I like that I mean, it's a classic. I don't want to like you because I'm focusing on my career and you're really pretty and I don't want to get distracted, which I like because it means that in his POV and Ryan's POV we're getting a lot of hatred towards, what's your name, Indy, and then the chapter ends with him doing something kind of mean, and then in the next chapter it's his POV and it's him being like, I shouldn't have said that, or that came out wrong, or I actually meant this, and you're like, why didn't you just say it then? But anyways, I love that he calls her Blue. I think that's really cute. I love nicknames that actually fit. He bought her a bed because she didn't have a bed and now she has a bed. And she was, what did she say? Indy sent him a text message and she was like, watch out, Ryan, you keep doing nice things to me like cooking me breakfast and buying me bedding and I'm going to think you want me to stay or something. And then he just ignores it. But we all know by the end of it. Anyway, today's goal is to read more of this. That's about all that I have to do today. I can continue working on my reading journal. That actually went really well yesterday. However, I am going to have to reprint a couple of the things that I did print because they're just not going to fit how they're supposed to, like they were supposed to be backdrops for me to write text on, and they're way too small now. So that's a bit of a shame. Why have I not got... Oh. So... yeah, but I'm sure that I'll find a use for those stickers that I'm having to reprint somewhere else in the journal. Let's go have my coffee and start editing this video. Hi guys, it's been a hot second. I'm back from work and I'm about to have dinner. Where did I just put the books? As you saw, I popped into the library to return The Right Move, and I then downloaded it on my Kindle to finish it because I do like it. I just didn't want to have to renew it again. So, returned that. I also started reading Good Spirits on the Bus. I got like 6% in, like literally 2 chapters in. But odd premise. I know nothing about going into this book. And now that I know that it's quite literally about a ghost, or like a spirit of Christmas past, that's fun. Not what I was expecting. Don't know what I was expecting. But looking forward to reading that tonight. Popped into Talia, the bookshop, as well. Had a little mooch around there. They had so many pretty German editions. I feel like I see this every single time. They're so pretty. And I know that it's because they the German publishers want people to pick up the German books instead of the English ones. Obviously they'd go out of business. And I'm just so jealous of how pretty they are. But my German isn't good enough to read a high fantasy book in German. Maybe I could maybe if I picked up an easier one to read. Didn't get a book, although I was so tempted to get the paperback of Alchemized, because I think I said in my last vlog where I went to the bookshop, I was like, if they come out with a paperback in English, I'll get the paperback. It was so floppy. It had the nice sprayed edge with the red cape, and it was only 22 euros, which is steep for a paperback, but it's a 1,000-page book, and it's about it's like a tall paperback as well, and it was quite comfy. So maybe I will treat myself to that as a little Christmas gift, but I also don't know when I would read that book, to be honest. But anyways, back to the library. Hold on, backtrack. I did pick up another book. I wasn't planning on it for the rest of the month, but I saw they had this book, and I've never actually read a Frida McFadden book. And now that the movie's coming out, I feel like I might as well read it. Plus, I picked it up and it was really short, and the chapters are literally a couple pages long. So I feel like I could fly through this. But I picked up The Housemaid, which is obviously the one that's being adapted by the end of the year, I think. And yeah, it's really short, so I feel like I could maybe try to finish this in maybe not a sitting, but in a day. And maybe my mum can read it too, because I don't think she's read this one yet. So now going back forwards, after the bookshop I popped into, what's it called? Sostrenegrenes. Not my language. Probably butchered that. I apologize, but I picked up a new journal for 2026. This is my everyday writing journal. It's quite thin. There's not that many pages, but I'm okay with that because I haven't been very good at doing my daily journaling, and it's a really pretty one. It's like a fabric-y cloth bound, I guess, journal, and then on the inside it just has a little space for the date at the top, and then really thin lines spacing, but that's okay. Yeah, picked that up, and then I headed off to work. Gonna eat some dinner. Oh, I picked up some new glue sticks to work on my book journal because I ran out and it was like falling out. Like, I don't know where it's gone, but like the glue, like the actual glue was falling out of the container, and I was like, I need a new one now. So picked that up from Teddy. It was like 75 cents. So I hope it's okay glue. Anyways, I'm not gonna film anything tomorrow, Saturday, because I have a whole day of work starting from 6:30 until like 9:30 because we're going somewhere, and I'm not gonna film that. So I guess this is like a day short, but then I will catch up with you guys on Sunday and we will read Good Spirit, because I'll see how much I can read on the bus tomorrow. Then I will catch up with you on Sunday about everything we've read. Hi guys, happy Sunday. I have done, you can see it is pitch black outside. Okay, not pitch black, but it is getting dark. It's not even 5 p.m. yet, but anyways, I haven't done much today except for read and tidy my room, which was much needed, and paint my nails. So didn't really have anything to film, but I do want to update you on the books that I'm reading. So I have The Right Move. I haven't picked it up since giving it back to the library and then downloading it on my Kindle, but I'm really loving the characters. I just got the itch to pick up a Christmas book, so I'm putting The Right Move to the side for now, finishing a Christmas book, and then I'm like, okay, my Christmas itch will have been scratched and I can move back onto The Right Move. Loving the two characters, and I'm loving the whole fake dating thing because it was a very understandable fake dating. Sometimes fake dating happens and you're like, why? But in this one it was very understandable, so I really like that. And then yesterday, like I said, I picked up a Christmas book. I picked up Good Spirits by P.K. Borenson, my first book by this author. I know that Love Light Farms is very popular, and that's also a Christmas one, so maybe I'll read that before Christmas as well. But then that would also be starting a new one. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure that is the only Christmas book in that series, and the rest are like spring, summer, like kind of like all the rest of the seasons. So maybe if I pick that one up this summer, then in the springtime I pick up the next one, and so on and so forth, you know? But yeah, so my first impression of the author, first book, also the newest work, I'm loving it so far. I am, let me check, on chapter 13, which is 38% into the book. First of all, Nolan knits and takes care of cats. Hello? What? I love that so much. I love that so much. They had like, so Harriet and Nolan, I knew nothing about going to this book. If you want to know nothing, then maybe skip a little bit. But basically Nolan is a Christmas spirit, and the way that you become a spirit and stuff, I'm not going to spoil, and like how the spirit world works, I'm not going to spoil because that was a fun bit to learn about. But basically Nolan is a Christmas spirit, Harriet is being haunted by her Christmas past, basically. The setup, phenomenal. Nolan, phenomenal. Do I think this would have been really good as an audiobook? Because I can imagine that they picked that the audiobook was narrated by an Irishman. Yes, I unfortunately don't have access to it though. So we're just gonna have to deal with me trying to come up with an Irish accent in my mind. Yeah, it's Christmassy enough where it is a Christmas book, but it's not like cheesy Christmassy. It's not, I don't even think I read a Christmas book last year. I don't own any Christmas books. I can't even think about a Christmas book that I've read. So this honestly could also be the first Christmas book that I read. Maybe my memory is just not very good at the minute, but I'm loving it. Not cheesy, but it's got enough, I guess, Christmas magic sprinkled in to make it a Christmas book, like that it is classified as a Christmas book. And Harriet is also, I love the fact that she is a blonde curly haired girl because that is me, and I love seeing that in a book because it's always blowouts and straight hair, and you know, going to be reading these 2 books through next week's vlog. So stick around if you want to see me finish them. I honestly don't know what next week will bring because I have nothing planned, but we'll just have to see. Maybe it's just gonna be me reading, or maybe I could do like a challenge for the week just to give some sort of structure, because I'm not doing much with my days at the minute. So we'll see what I decide to do tomorrow. But anyways, I will see you tomorrow.